speaker will be Rosalind Neilson in support of item 12.4, which is the Jamberoo sewerage capacity. Thank you, Rosalind.
Good evening, councillors and Mayor. And thank you for the opportunity to speak. I think I'll be brief. Councillors, the Jamberoo community really needs your help and support. Tomorrow night you're going to be presented with an urgent report, item 12.4, from the Director of Environmental Services, documenting the fact that Sydney Water advised Council in August that Jamberoo sewerage network had reached capacity. We thank the Director of Environmental Services for the effort she's put into preparing this report and for her documentation of some of the background to the problem. We support the Director's recommendations that Council express disappointment at the fact that Sydney Water hasn't planned for this and hasn't let both councils and residents know about this in a timely fashion. And we also agree with the Director that it's important to work closely with Sydney Water to try to find a solution. There are huge implications for the residents who have already put in DAs and who are expecting to put in DAs without having been made aware of the problem, and huge implications for the future of Jamberoo in general, Jamberoo village. Now, the issue of sewerage for Jamberoo actually has a long history, both here in the council chambers and within Jamberoo village itself. I can speak for Jamberoo residents. We've been concerned for a long time about the capacity of the sewerage system. We knew it was a limited capacity, and we've seen more and more of the limited number of available connections being taken up by new subdivisions, new infill and dual and multi-occupancies. We could see it coming, and we really don't understand why council staff and councillors weren't aware of this too. There have been major red flags about this in the past couple of years. But here we are. I won't make any jokes about where we are up the proverbial creek. And at this stage, Kiama Council and Jamberoo residents are both in the position together of wanting to lobby as efficiently as we can to ensure that we're provided with a sewerage service for our village now and in years to come. It isn't enough to express your disappointment to us. We want to be able to work with you in your discussions with Sydney Water. We want to understand it better, the possible causes of the problem, and certainly the possible solutions to the problem. And we want you as councillors to help us as voters to engage with the relevant portfolio within the New South Wales State Government. So, councillors, we simply want to ask you to think very carefully about all the ramifications of item 12.4 and take time to consider how you might help us to try to regain access to basic infrastructure for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ros. Councillors, Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Rosalind. I think this is a really important issue. As you well know, I was heavily involved in getting that system back when I was the MP, and I know the system intimately, and I know a lot of sewage systems intimately, unfortunately, as part of my previous job. But my question to you is, are you aware that the average flow with the current system, which is basically a 4-inch pipe, the trunk pipe, is 5 litres per second, and in wet weather, even though it's a closed system, it reaches capacity at 18 litres per second. Are you aware of that?
All I'm aware of is that whenever it rains, all the sewage things go beep beep around. So I don't understand the technicalities, but that's one of the issues that we would really like, to be able to sit down with you and have things explained to us sort of in the present now, and sort of what the implications are for the future.
And the reason I asked that question, and again, would you be suspicious then that if it is a closed system pipe, meaning there cannot be any filtration, then if it does go from an average flow of 5 litres per second up to 18 litres per second, then obviously someone must be filling up the pipes because those pipes are impervious.
Was that a question or a statement, Councillor Brown?
So I'll take that as a comment.
Yeah. Are there any other questions?
But could I just give another reply? The thing that we were informed about at the very beginning was the number of available connections. And that seemed to me to be a simple question of maths. If X is the number of available connections and Y is the number of connections that have been applied through Sydney Water, X minus Y equals, it's an easy number to work out. And that's what we're working on.
Okay. Councillor Riley?
Thank you, Ros. It is surprising that, as a resident, you've known about this for a long time, but we've only just found out. Do you know how that came about? And secondly, if you don't know, fine. Secondly, I think that we will work with you and the JVRRA to rectify this and work collaboratively with that.
Collaboration is what we would really like. Like, we don't want to look, we would like to understand how it happened in order to make sure it doesn't happen again. But if we can get to understand the options and sort of get our voice heard, we would be happy, yeah.
Okay, thank you. If there are no further questions, thanks very much,
Thank you.
Ros, and this will be brought forward in the meeting tomorrow evening.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. And that completes